Tanush, I would like to invite our Honorable and Dignified Principal, Dr. Rekha Sethi ma'am, to speak a few words on this webinar.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning,
Can I
ma'am.
hear?
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Thank you so much. At the outset, let me first welcome Dr. Sundarvel and Dr. Caroline, and thank you for accepting to be our resource person here today. Actually, we all need to understand, or rather, the students and the faculty, we all need to understand that research has become the order of the day. And the carrying out research, along with whatever else we are doing, is very essential, not just for the growth of the field of science and technology, but also our own growth. So I really hope that the wonderful session which is going to be carried out with Dr. Sundarvel and Dr. Caroline will be very useful, and my students will be able to imbibe the research culture, inculcate research culture right from their undergraduate level, as well as the people who are participating from other colleges and faculty members will be able to understand the culture of research and its importance with your talk. Thank you very much for being a resource person, and all the best to the seminar, and congratulations to the Department of Life Sciences for having coming forward on this topic of research. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your another thoughtful speech, as always. Research is a scientific and systematic search for various information about a specific topic. It is just like a search for truth and knowledge. I invite Evangeline Reshma from second year BGB to tell us about the significance of the webinar.
A very good morning to one and all present here. A research strategy is a step-by-step plan of action that gives direction to your thoughts and efforts, enabling you to conduct research systematically and on schedule to produce quality results and detailed reporting. This helps one to stay focused, reduce frustration, enhance quality, and most importantly, save time and resources. The Department of Science, in association with Research Cell, Life Sciences and Physical Sciences of Sri Bhagawan Mahaveer Jain First Grade College, is organizing a webinar on an overview on research strategies. This webinar helps the researcher choose the right data collection and the analysis procedure. Thus, it is the utmost important to choose the right strategy while conducting the research. It provides an overall direction of the research, including the process by which the research is conducted. The speakers of the webinar, Dr. S. Sundarvel and Dr. J. Caroline Rose, will be addressing us about research strategies. Thank you.
Thank you, Evangeline. As we move on to the session one, I call upon Afifa from second year BGB to introduce our resource person, Dr. S. Sundaravale sir, for our first session.
A very good morning to one and all present here. I'm glad to respectfully and cordially welcome the chief guest of the event, Dr. S. Sundravel, MSc B.Ed, MPhil PhD, currently working as the assistant professor, PG and research of Department of Zoology in Government Arts College, Tamil Nadu. Coming to the academic career of Dr. S. Sundravel, he has completed MPhil in Zoology Interdisciplinary Biochemistry at University of Madras in the year 1998, and he has pursued PhD in Zoology Interdisciplinary Biochemistry at University of Madras in the year 2004. Experience: Dr. S. Sundravel is currently working as an assistant professor in the Department of Zoology, Government Arts College, and he has worked assistant professor in the Department of Zoology and Wildlife Biology, Government Arts College, Conference, Seminar, Symposium, Regional Workshop on Aquatic Pollution, International Conference on Trends in Molecular Biology and Biotechnology, and Satellite Symposium on Free Radicals in Health and Disease, National Seminar on Neuroactive Molecules in Helminth Parasites and Emerging Trends in Biochemistry, Health and Disease, International Seminar on Current Trends in Life Sciences, the Impact of Environmental Pollution on Disease and Drug Resistance. Dr. S. Sundravel has pursued MPhil and PhD research guideship approval for zoology from Periyar University. Sir has pursued his MPhil and PhD research guideship approval for zoology and wildlife biology from Mahaveer University. Te- Teaching and research experience 25 years of teaching service in biochemistry, biotechnology, and zoology subjects. Thank you.
Thank you, Afifa, for introducing Sir to us. Now over to you, Sir.
Thank you so much, everyone here. Respected management, principal, organizing committee members, Mrs. K. Roslin, head of the department in biochemistry, and they are all students. All of you, good morning. Now, going to discuss about the preparation of research report and research paper regarding. I will share the slides. And before that, that is a very thank you for the management and the HODs and organizing committees to given the opportunities. Thank you. Lokesh sir, slide share ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
ನೋಡಿ ನಾನು ಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಯ್ತಾ
ಓಕೆವಾ? ಓಕೆವಾ? Going to discuss about the research report. Researchers plan and write research reports that are well organized, those are readable and presented in formats with accepted practice. Those are very, very important. Plan and write of the research report is those are well organized and readable things are very, very important. And another thing is read about the project's aim, methods, and findings. And before that, that is we should select those are applied research that is useful to society. That is the application of research is very, very important for the all the human society. And the other things are and aims and methods and that is innovative findings is very, very important. And another thing is access the quality of the project. If you take about the quality of the project, is the first thing is those are that is applied research and sound language and the problem selection is that is what are the current problems that is a current and important problems we should choose it. And if you take about that is a ranking of the problems. That is if you take about that is a heart attack and cancer biology and so many things are that is diabetes mellitus like that so many problems among the society. Like that we should choose the very important and the current topic. And another thing is feedback of the projects related to the researchers, what they like or dislike about the project. That is one more thing is important here. Before select the project, that is everything is that is you should understand about the project and you should think about the projects. You should have the more knowledge about that project and also you have to interest about the project. Those are very, very important. If you don't have the interest, that is the project may be closed. So if you take about the research, each and every scholar students, you must make interest to the research. If you have naturally, if you have interest, and when you go for the even graduate and postgraduate also, that is this one is a very good journey. In these periods, that is you have been thinking about that is the research, and also you should refer the more journals. That is ranking journals, highly impacted journals, the ranking journals. Those are very, very important. And from graduate also, that is you can refer and you think about that is research activities, and also you may involve the research activities. Even if you have the interest, you may touch with that is reputed institutions for the project work. That is even if you take up the graduate also, that is a graduate and postgraduate also, that is you can do that is a very small project. And another thing is incorporate aspect of the that is the project methods, that is the findings into the own work hard thing. This one is if you take about here, that is a planning and a real thinking. That is originally you should think about that is a research. That is a what area, which area is an interested area to perform the research, to do something about the research. This one is contribute to the society. That is your research is related to the society and should do something contribute to the society. Those are very, very important. Types of research report. If you take about the research report, there are three most common types of research reports. And other things are there, even though that is a major things we will discuss. One is technical reports, and another thing is a manuscript for the journal articles, and another thing is a thesis and dissertations. We take about the technical report is a document written by a scholar detailing the results of a project and submit to the sponsor of the project. If you take about the sponsor, he is a government sponsorship is available. That is from state government and central government, DST, DPT, ICMR, that is a UGC. That is so many funding agencies are available from central government, and also from state government also, and some other projects are available from the private project. That is, you have to proposal and to submit the sponsor. They will review and then after they will consider about the project. That is related to the society and application of the project. Regarding that, that is if may be useful those report, definitely they will sponsor us. They will provide the sponsorship. And another thing is manuscript is research work that researcher write and submit to the journal publications. Manuscripts are reviewed by the peer reviewers. Those are very important. And if you take about journal publications, we should select the journals according to our work. That is, we should match the journals, and also we should select the journals those are highly impacted journals. That is a highly impacted free journals is very, very important. And that is, the impact factor from the start from the 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 up to nearly 60, around 60 is possible. That is gradually it will improve the impact factor. That is, if you take about if you submit under publications and resources, everything is you should get from the highly impacted journals. Those are very useful to the research work. And another thing is thesis. This one is research ensuring that the researcher is well informed and has knowledge about the research topic learned in the study program. That is, before going to those things, activities, that is, you should know that is the entire, that is a field of research, and should have the thorough knowledge about the field. According to that, that is those are that is related to the society. Like that, you should see the things, all the things are analyze all the things. And one more thing. And also you should have thorough knowledge about the program. Before that, you should produce the report. You should prepare and produce the report. And also that is the outline of the report you should prepare. Before going to the preparation, that is how can prepare and all the things you should know thoroughly. Regarding scientific research articles, provide a method for the scientists to communicate with other scientists about the results of the research. A standard format is used for the articles, and along with that is so many variations, journal to journal. A few variations are there. According to the variations, we should adapt that method. It's important. And another thing is research is orderly, logical manner. And the general outline of the research is very, very important for the preparation of the report. Here, that is three things are here. That is a technical report and the manuscript and dissertation and thesis. And one more thing is here, dissertation, that is projects, very, very small projects are there. And another thing is up to MSc project and MPhil dissertations, and after MPhil, that is issued, that is pronounced the thesis. And another thing is, if you take about the technical reports and the manuscripts and the thesis, that is what are the things are there. That is those are the so many components. That is let us see, these are the 50 to 150 pages from the that is reports for only technical reports. If you take about the technical reports, we need to prepare 50 to 150 pages, and the manuscripts for journals here is only for 10 to 30 pages. Sometimes may extend to up to 50 pages. If you go for the reputed journals, may be possible to up to 50 pages. This one is a research journals. If you take about the review articles, that is maybe possible to beyond the 50 pages also. Here is dissertation and thesis. Those are having the only, if you take about the dissertation, those are up to 100 pages are enough. In the case of thesis, need to prepare 120 pages to 300 pages. And another thing is cover page. We need the cover page for the technical reports, and also the case of manuscript is showing the author's name only. Thesis and dissertations, that is their cover pages needed. Table of title page. Title page is record for the technical reports. No need for the manuscript, and also that is if you take about the thesis is you should give there. And another thing is table of contents is good for the reports. You should give the contents. Another thing is not necessary for the manuscript for the journals. And other things are expected for the dissertations and the thesis. Summary. In the case of summary is very, very important here. That is up to maybe 2 to 8 pages or up to 10 pages may be possible for technical reports. And another thing is manuscript for the journals. That is 400 words up to 500 words. That is maybe started from the 150 words. 150 words not enough. It is 200 to 400 words, up to 500 words you may give. And another thing is, the case of dissertation and thesis, that is, those are here only 2 to 4 pages are enough here. And another thing is findings. If you take about the findings, it is findings and methods. Methods and findings are, that is very, very important here. That is those things are, you should give the detailed informations for the both of the things. And another thing is literature. If you take about the technical reports, literature is optional. And other things are, that is a manuscript and dissertation thesis, you must give the, that is a literature. And another thing is a text divided into the chapters. Yes, chapter wise you should give the, you should divide the chapter wise, you should write about the all the components. And here that is in the case of journals, that is a note here. And also thesis and dissertations should write the, that is a chapter wise, should give the informations. And go for the steps of research process. Selection of topic is first thing is very, very important. Before selecting the topic, that is, you should thoroughly read about your interested research areas. You should thorough knowledge about that. That is maybe from the that is reference books and journals, highly impacted journals. You should read about the after PG. That is after PG or even before the PG also. You may refer the highly impacted journals. I have been using the words highly impacted journals. If you use the highly impacted journals, that is definitely you can think about the very broadly in advanced level of research, and also each and everybody. That is, you should think about that. When you start the research, that is you should have the thorough knowledge about the research, and also that is originally you have the research interest. And another thing is you should involve, you should give the 100% involvement. Finally, that is each and everybody think about that to get the patent. The patent is very, very important. That is the novel things is very, very important, and also innovative research. You should put is the innovative research and highly useful for the society and to contribute the society. Those are very, very important. And another thing is selection of the topic. Another thing is go for the next is define the research problems and the objectives of the research. Very shortly, that is, you should produce the objectives of the research. Another thing is a review of literature. Those are, that is, you should start about the introduction and the review of literature. And the data collections, those are very, very important, and it will vary from the science and arts students. And even though, according to the, that is your column, you should collect the data. And another thing is a sample design, that is, you should design the, that is what type of research, and phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, like that. And another thing is preparing of the research design. Before going to that, before starting the problems, that is, you should prepare the research design. That is chapter wise, that is overall research design is very, very important. And another thing is working hypothesis are very, very important. Execution of the project, that is timely you should complete the project, and data analysis and hypothesis testing, generalization and interpretation. Here, if you take about the research, that is regarding introduction, review of literature, materials, methods, those are the important. And another thing is interpretation, result and discussion. Here is a very, very important. If you know the thorough knowledge about the concerned subject, that is, you can give the interpretation is a very, very important. What are the mechanisms are there? Those are, that is particularly mechanisms or interpretation. That is, if you give the best interpretation, the thesis or papers or maybe some other things are, that is very useful, and those are, that is highly impacted things, impacted materials. And another thing is a report. Finally, you should give the report to the concerned persons. Okay. We go for the writing a research report. This one is so many secrets are available here. That is, I tell you. First, we should give the, that is outline of the things, or that is components, are that is a cover page with the title, other details. And another thing is content page, summary or abstract, acknowledgement, introduction, methods, results, or maybe findings, discussions, conclusions, and references. Research report components. Here, those components, report components are very, very important. I will tell you. Here, title page. If we take about the title page, here, that is a title is a very, very important. That is those are things are title is a master of the thesis. That is very, very important. The people may judge about the entire thesis. That is in front of go through the thesis. They will thesis or some other papers. They will go for the think about the title page. Title page very shortly. You should give the very limited lines, 1 or 2 lines also. And also very crisply you should give very attractive title is very, very important. That is, if you have the lengthy title, that is those are boring and nobody like to read the things. Those are very crisply you should give the title page. Abstract, that is, those are very, very important. If you take about the abstract, if you read the abstract, they will understand about the entire paper and thesis also. First, they should think about the abstract. That is, the entire components are available inside the abstract. And keyword list. That is for the all the things, the particular chapters. The keyword is very important. Table of the contents. Content is important to identify the chapters, and figures, tables, and acknowledgements. Those are very common things. And if you go for the introduction, this one is a chapter is we can go for the classifications, chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. And if you take about the introduction, statement of the problem is very, very important. First, you should tell about you should initiate about the concerned subject. Concerned subject, that is, you should tell about the introduction. First, you should introduce about the concerned subject. Then after, you should give the hypothesis. You should give the more hypothesis and why it is important objectives, that is the scope of the work, and all the things are, that is, you should give one by one in the introductions. And another thing is literature review. Those are literature review, discuss related work, discuss about the work, research work, application of research work, and all the entire things. That is, you should give the titles and the subtitles, you should classify all the things. That is step by steps. And indicate how it is related to the report. Those are, that is, you should give all the elements. And another thing is procedures. Procedure is very, very important, and also that is, you should follow the, that is already, that is so and so scientist that is already done the research in many areas. They have been standardized with so many procedures, and also we have adapted the procedures in the concerned field, and also describe the procedure used in the project, data used, and also how it was obtained. Regarding those are related to the procedure. And another thing is the results. Indicate the what happened, and interpretation is important. And what did you in your research? If you take about the results, what did you? That is, you should write in past tense, and also you should interpret with the results. Interpretation with results. And another thing is the conclusions. Should give the conclusion about all over the work. That is overview of the work. And other things are go for the recommendations and the summary and the conclusions. You should summarize about the problems, about the research, and finally you should give the conclusions. What are the conclusions you should give? That is the right conclusions. The research report good qualitative, that is a qualitative work. That is, we should give the qualitative research. We should try to express, that is impress is also important, and also you should express, that is the what did you should express, that is the original things should get it. And another thing is more elaborately and precisely, and also a report or systematic write-up. Those are important for the abstract, summary, and etc. And another thing is introduction. Introduction is the background with the literature review, justifications, objectives. Those are, you should give the objectives. You should give the objectives and also justifications, and also you should introduce all the things. Methodology, if you take out the methodology, materials and methods, that is where will you get the materials, and what type of materials, and how many materials. Those are, that is regarding the materials and the methods. What type of methods adapted for you, that is depending upon the methods. That is, if you take about the science, that is so many methods are available, and also facilities. What are the facilities utilized for the research? And also the results and the discussions. Result is a very, very important, and along with the results, you should give the discussion, and also you should give the interpretation related to the results. And finally, you should give the conclusions, recommendations. What are the conclusions? That is into the project. If you take up the research project, finally, you should give the conclusions, and also recommendations are very, very important. That is the remaining things. What are the recommendations? What are the conclusions? They want to give the researchers. And the references. Those are the following things are important. And the style of format is very, very important. That is each and every scientist having the so many styles. And somebody is having the that is a style of that is report writing is very good things. That is those are very technical things. That is if you know that is a very thoroughly about the concerned things, that is you can give the best report, you can write the best report. And also that is a sound of knowledge. And also you should get the resource from the highly impacted that is a journals, that is a maybe review journals, and also research journals also you can utilize, right? And the other thing is the cover page, which title, author, details. Those are already, I told you, those are the very common thing. That is the cover page, front page. That is used to give the title and the authors. Below the title, that is author. First author, that is maybe possible. First author and the second author, third author, like that. That is used to give the more things. That is the first author. That is originally, if done the research, that is the researchers, they will give the first authors. And also some other senior staff members, they will go for the second author, third author, and the fourth also, and etc. And addresses, below that, that is we should give the, that is a full contact address, we should give there. And another thing is report the title. That is already I told you, that is even though that is 12 to 15 words, 12 to 15 words, even that is a 10 words are that is enough. 10 words are enough to give the titles. That is, you should give the very small, very small title is you should give the important. Other things, if you give the lengthy title, that is a very difficult to read and it will take time and also boring also. Another thing is larger font size. Those are the very elementary things. Larger font size and into the cover page and make sure the little very clearly. And when you give the title, very clear and very simple title is very, very important. One thing is convey the main topic of the research, and many people will decide whether they read the report based on the title. If you take about the title, already I told you, and also the topic of the research is very, very important. And title, when you see the title, that is we can identify about the thesis and the value of the thesis and the reputation of the thesis and everything. That is when you read the title, they will understand the researchers. Okay. And another thing is keywords, commonly used to describe your research topics. Those are important and also easier to find out that is your problems and easy to judge our research related to our research work, right? Research work on a topic. Summary or abstract. The case of summary or abstract consistently describe with the key elements of the research project. This one is after the title, the people, the researcher or maybe a scientist, they will concentrate about the summary or abstract. If you, they will read few minutes, they will take few minutes about the summary. That is not necessary to see all the thesis or papers like that. That is just you should read the only thing is the abstract. They will understand about the research project. Particularly in findings, research and findings, you should summarize. You should summarize or abstract. That is should be able to read within a few minutes. That is, they will understand about the whole project. Those are having the aim, objectives, and materials and methods, results, discussions, and everything. That is everything you should give within the summary and or abstract. Okay, that is you should concentrate more and more about the summary. And other things are that is go for the beginning to separate the page should give the separate page. You should use for the separate page for the summary or abstract. The top page, that is the title of the report, and the another thing is directly below the report title, we put the heading, summary or abstract. Another thing is plenty of effort to writing the revising your summary. You should give the more effort. Somebody is telling the very simply, I will write the summary or abstract. Not like that. You may write very simply, or within a very short period, you can write about the summary and abstract, and maybe a boring. That is, if you take the more time, if you take about the more time, should give the you do the revise about the summary. If you revise more and more things, we have the after the more revisions, that is, you will get the best summary or abstract. Okay, thank you. Another thing is go for the introduction. If you introduce the if you go for the introduction, that is, you should introduce the only subject, that is the area of research. Just you should introduce them to the things. Which one is value of things, and that is a worldwide. What are the things are what happened about the research and your research. That is a concerned research, concerned field, selected field. That is a worldwide what happened there, and also normally it summarizes the findings. That is what are the findings and relevant to the previous research of the topic. That is those are you should give the more information relevant to your that is a previous research topic. And another thing is here also description of the general objectives of the study, formulation of the problem, that is operation, that is terms, and also working hypothesis. These are very, very important. And another thing is a type of analysis and data required. Here only, that is should introduce the your research area and worldwide what happened, and that is how many things are, that is what are the incidents and in worldwide and in India and in our that is a state and our area regarding that should tell all the information related to the introductions. And also hypothesis, working hypothesis is a very, very important, right? And analytical things are very, very important. And methods is a very easy thing. It is already standardized methods are here available for your each and every research areas. That is so many things are here. And also if you think about the if you need to go for the changes, okay, you can adapt, you can revise the methods also. Here, that is a standardization is very, very important. That is, you can refer the that is the previous methods, and also you should do the standardization. Yes, that is those are methods are some title things are very important. And another thing is generally is to write and simply describe what you did. That is, you should write about the methods. That is what you did, what's our research, and how you did, and when you did. Those things are that is you should summarize and you can write for the methods. And if you have some adaptations, some revisions, and after your standardization, that is you can revise the methods, revise and you can publish the methods. And after some other scientists, they will follow your revised methods. Okay. And another thing is method is divided into several headings. Those are subject. Who are the subjects? That is the subject. You should tell about the subject. Specify is that is participated in the studies. And another thing is that is many subjects. That is how many subjects are used here. That is a total number of participants. Total number of participants and the number of assigned each and every experimental conditions and experimental work. And if any other subject did not complete the study, you can give the number and the reason. And those are very, very important. Another thing is subjects are selected. Why a particular subject you have been selected and report and how the subjects were selected and for the experiment And another thing is how choosing the subject were assigned to groups. Those are very, very important. Why are you selected particular concern groups, and that is how many groups and how many subjects, and that is why are you chosen. Regarding is one by one, you should give the all the things. And the apparatus here, that is how many apparatus have been used here. Here, equipments regarding that is if you use the advanced technology, if you use the advanced technology, that is a maybe highly impacted things, impacted papers and as well as that is a research and dissertations and thesis. Nowadays, that is somebody is using the only preliminary techniques. Not like that. That is, you can go for the little bit project. That is, you can use for the that's a very preliminary equipments and some other basic techniques also. And also, that is nowadays scientists have been using for the that is the rich techniques, and also that is time management is very, very important here. That is one more thing is very, very important. That is here. That is telling one thing. When I did the research in Taramani, there that is after 3 years. After 3 years, I went to the one talk to go for the aims. They have told me that is for 3 years I told that is I told this and this work that work I told and so many equipments used here like that I told them. They told that is here we will finish within a year. That is each and every institution, highest institutions are highly impacted institutions. They have a lot of facilities, lot of that is they have a lot of funds and a lot of equipments. They will finish very shortly all the research activities. They will very short period. They will do the more and more research activities. Those are very, very important. And also that is equipments and materials. Those are that is very, very important. And another thing is procedures. That is those are the very good. That is what type of procedure we have been using. And this one is a standardized procedure or have that is each and everybody have some shortcuts, have written some shortcuts. We couldn't understand very easily. So we should standardize. If we do the concern experiment, first of all, that is outline things. That is a we can use for the some other procedure, so and so procedure, and also we should according to that we should adapt that procedure, and also you should standardize your laboratory conditions. So that is maybe a proof for the research. Okay. And the results. That is, we should get the true results. That is, if you take about the results, that is, original results are very, very important. Yeah, that is, if you have the highly reputation institutions, they have the 100% results. They have the 100% originality. That is, I have seen in AIDS. That is, I done the postdoc there. That is 100% results. That is, they found the results 98%, 99%, and their scientists and professors told the students, told to the researchers, please try to 100% result. You try to 1%, you have the 1% bending. That is, you try to make the best, make the 100% result. You have the 99% result, you try to get the 100% result. They told in front of me. That is a really appreciate them. That is according to the reputations, that is funding, that is they have the more funding, of course, they have more funding and more facilities, and that is costly equipments to have, and very shortly they have finished the that is research within short period and with 100% results. And according to the reputations, we should produce that is a true results. The case of research. Okay. And another thing is research section is also written in the past tense. That is what did you? That is you should write in the past tense. And another thing is you should summarize the data and the statistical treatment of them. And if the data are relatively simple, they may be reported entirely in the text. That is, maybe somebody is using only text. That is, they have been giving all the entire results in the form of text. That is, some other arts persons they have been giving. That is, additionally, we should give another thing is very, very important, tables and figures. Those are the very, very important. If tell about the only text is enough, that is not sure. That is, we should give the text and tables and figures. Okay, those are maybe that is completed results. That is tables. In the case of table, that's the most important data directly related to the experiment. The data directly related to the experiment. If you see the table, that is according to the table, that is what happened there, that is what are the results, that is automatically you can explain. You can explain the results and as well as you should give the interpretations. When you give the results and also side by side, you should tell about the interpretations. That is a very good research. And another thing is table you should should be self-explanatory. That is those I told you. Table should be self-explanatory, means that is if you see the table, automatically you should tell about the results and as well as the interpretations, functions, mechanisms, etc. And also every table given a brief explanatory title written the telegraphy style. That is a very simply you can give that is a title. It is placed below the table number and above the table. Those are common things. Because that is I'm telling we have been using the bar diagrams like that, and now so many advanced figures are there. That is those kindly I'm telling to students, that is those are you should give that is advanced figures. You try to use the advanced figures, and as well as the table is important also, and also apply the figures in advanced level. Figures are graphs, charts, those are the very common things. And another thing is discussion. Discussion part is result under discussion part is the most important things. Maybe in thesis or in any reports. Here, the good idea begin the discussion with the summary of the results. Discussion section state the major results. What you discovered, what you discovered. That is, you can start for the discussion. Discussion style of discussion is very, very important. The interpretation is you should have the very thorough knowledge. Should before to go for the discussion, you should know that is a thorough knowledge about your research areas. That is, you should give that's the mode of functions, mode of interpretations. Those things are very, very important to relate to that. That is a result. According to the result, that is what happened. According to the results, that is what happened. You should give that is a very detailed reports. You should give the discussions and also go for that is the ideas for the future experiments, research experiments in this area. That is here is only what you do. That is all the things are very, very important. You should tell about what are the findings. That is what did you. That is how you discovered. That is what you have discovered. That is you should give with the novel findings, with the novel interpretations. That is advanced interpretations. That is, we don't want the basic interpretations. We should start from the basic interpretations, and one by one you can go for the advanced interpretations. Is very, very important for the highly impacted journals and articles and some other components and thesis also. That is if you go for the publications, that is we should more and more we should concentrate about the result and discussions and with the interpretations. And another thing is different. That is discuss your results are similar to the findings. The nature of the results, that is similar to your findings of your studies, or maybe a different. That is and one more thing. That is, once upon a time, they have been only producing only the positive results. Still also, we have been producing only positive results for thesis or the doctorate. Not like that. That is, don't panic. That is, you can give the negative results also. You can produce the negative results also. Anyway, you did something. You have discovered something that is maybe a positive or negative results. Okay. Some other countries, that is in India, that is we have been only producing the only positive reports for the doctorate, and some other countries, some other foreign countries, very boldly they have been producing the negative results also. That is so many things are there, so many evidences are there. And another thing is good practice is suggested ideas, future research experiments. That is, you have done something, and also that is what are the things are there. That is in future, that is what we'll do from your extensions of the research. That is, you can explain about the future experiments, and you can tell about your own ideas, thoughts, and some other pending thoughts also you can discuss, and also what will improve in future, like that. And your discussion section is fairly long. It is nice. Discussion section is if you go long. The case of thesis, if you go for very long discussions, that is a very nice thesis. That is according to the nature of work. That is, you should finish the discussion, and also very lengthy discussions. If you give there, that is if necessary you can give. That is not necessary to go for unnecessary things that don't give, or otherwise that is you can extent level can give for the discussions. This may be very nice. And another thing is discussion section will make the break your paper. That is another thing is lot thought, and try to draw the sophisticated conclusions from that. And another thing is that is a discussion section that is will show your grasp of the intellective and the deductive thinking for your experimental work. And another thing, sir, that is the summary and the conclusions. This section condenses the things of previous sections and succinctly presents the results. That is concerning the hypothesis, and you should give the what are the hypotheses. There you can give the some suggestions, and what else can be done. The things are there, and what did you, and that is what are the conclusions, and finally you should give the conclusions. And another things are references. Here, go for the literature cited or references cited. That is so many things are that is we have been using, but simply references are enough for the thesis and journals also. And article, go for the references. An article should contain the names. First is name and initial is very, very important. Is a name and initial. And if you come for the name, and on this comma, yes, full stop on the comma. And if you have, that is, if you use the one, if you have the single author, you can go for the, that is author, and next you go, next initial and title of the work, and some of the titles, and publishing the things, and volume number, name, that is a title of title, subtitle, name of the journal, abbreviated, and the volume number, first and last page, first large and year of publications, and month and number of issue. Those are that is and volume. Those are that is important. And another thing is first that is a single author, okay. And if come for the second author, you can use for the first author in between and for the second author. If write the things that is more than two authors, you can use for the some senior scientists, senior researchers, or some of the faculty members are available. That is more than two faculty members or researchers. That is you can use for the et al. Okay. That is if you go for the book references, that is the names, initials. Those are the very common things, and title, subtitle, and a number of editions. That is a number of edition, which edition. If there is more than one, that is you can give the editions. And name and the initials, translator, editor, translator, some other things. Place of publications, name of publisher, year of publications. That is a volume number, if more than one. Page number. Those are very, very important. That is here is corrections, not like that. Here is a name. Those are very, very important. And the year of publications, volume number, and the page number. After the page number comes for the that is the year. Is finally that is the year is important. And if you go for the proceedings, that is the names, initials of authors, title of the paper, and the names and the initials and the title of the symposium. Is after the title of the paper, go for the symposium conference, date and place of the meeting, place of publications, name of publisher, year of publication, number of specific pages. That is, this one is the example here is available. That is, I'm telling all the explanations. Those are very, very important. That is, you should write like this. Easily, you can go for the. Easily, you can write the all the things. Okay, references. And one more thing here is telling about the research. And just to summarize about the research, we have seen so many things. And also, here, that is the selection of research area is very, very important. And according to that, we should give the 100% best, 100% interest. If you have the 100% result related to your research area, definitely you can produce the patent. That is nowadays, that is patent is very, very important. You should give something innovative things, something new and something creative things, something innovative things you should produce there. And another thing is you should give the title and the following things: selection of the subject, selection of the area of research, and that is a sound English language with the complex sentences, and also very good vocabulary is very, very important, and the style of writing, and each and everything are, that is a style of writing is very, very important. And another thing is that is those are some here some secrets are there. That is, you should give the according to the that is a requirement, maybe a impacted journals or maybe a thesis. That is according to the requirement, you should give the best of things, and also you should write up the interpretations. That is 100% results. That is the introduction, material methods. Those are the very simply you can write about that, and that is a backbone of the research. That is a research and discussion. That is this one is a very, very important. So you should have the thorough knowledge about that. That is, you should refer to all things, maybe journals and books, and also everything is highly impacted resources. You should get the highly impacted resources, highly impacted journals. You should utilize. According to that, that is, you can go for the publications. That is a highly impacted publications. Those are very, very good things for your future, and the patent also very, very important here. Those are, that is a novel things. That is, you should think creative things, and also you should give the 100% effort, and that is, you should revise the many times about the manuscript or maybe a papers or maybe a thesis. Okay, thank you so much. We can go further under that topic. And another thing is structure of your research paper. That is here. The structure of your research paper might seem quite stiff. That is not stiff, that is a quite thick also. That is, you should know something best, that's all. But it is a service purposes, what purposes you have been doing. That is, find the information you are looking for easily, and also helps structure and your, that is, thoughts and the communications, your original thoughts, ideas, and the communications. Those are the following things. That is, those are the, what are the things are required. That is a title, abstract, that is an introduction, review of literature, methodology, results, discussion, conclusion, references. That is already I told you. That is, even though I give the some things, how can write the research articles. Title page should contain the title of your paper. That is, first you should give the title and the name. That is in capital letters. You should write in capital letters title and your name, name as an author, your institutional affiliations, or some addresses you can write here. Those are things. That is the entire things. That is a page number 1. And the other things are go for the abstract. The abstract of your paper contains a brief summary of the, that is things of your research paper. That is a new page. Then you can go for the new page. This is one of the page number 2. Here, telling you that is according to the journal, according to the impacted journals, according to the journals. That is each and every journals have some limitations. Some journals is telling that 200 words, 150 words are enough. Some journals are asking 400 words, 500 words also. According to that, according to their limitations, you should write, you should give the, that is best hypothesis. You should summarize all the your research. You should give the, that is if you take about the abstract, that is introduction, and your that is introduction, materials, methods, results, and discussions. Those are things, that is an overview of the things. That is should give the, that is all the things, that is you should write within a paragraph or maybe within 500 words or 400 words. And here you should write about the very crisply you should write, and should write in complex words, complex sentences, and also you should use the good technical words, good scientific technical words, and also very readable things, very clearly. That is, if you take about the researcher or somebody, if anybody, if you read that particular research areas or any unknown persons, they will understand about the research problems or research work. According to that, that is, you should write about the abstract. If you just read about the abstract within a few minutes, that is you will understand about the entire research problems. Okay. And another thing is introduction. Generally consists of the distinct parts and starting general presentations, research problem, and already I told you that is a particular research project. Setting your own positions, that is own ideas. Here is you cannot give the own ideas. That is already previously done in our related to our research work. You should quote them. That is, you should quote them so and so what they told. According to that, that is what are your findings. Finally, you tell about what's your findings. And another thing is a literature review. And according to you should review the things, go for the description of the literature and a particular field or topic, and should write about all the introduction as well as body of the conclusions and everything you should give there. And also very clearly, very clear things are very important. Clear ideas. And methodology is already I told you that is outline things. That is each and every area having some expertise already done some other scientist, some other expertise field, or maybe go for the new field also. That is you can follow the already that is adopted some other procedures. According to that is you can follow the procedure, and also you should standardize. Here, that is, if you take about the methods, that is, nobody give the, straightly nobody give the methods. And also some other things are, hidden things are there. And also standardize your research problems. And also you can follow and adopt the previous methods, but you should standardize and you should come for some other revisions. After that, you can find yourself, that is, what are the real things are there. You can find out, finally you can give the methods. Right? And results are, that is, you should give the 100% results. Yes, those are the variables parts of any research paper, and it depends upon the results and the aim of the experiment. What's the aim of the experiment? According to that, you should get the results, and that is maybe for quantitative research, qualitative research, those are there, and it is a presentation of the numerical research data, and so many things are there. That is, if you take about the results, that is, so many data are there, and those data, that is, you should get only that is a real data. That is, we don't want any partial data or any other some other data. That is, you should done by you. Everything, each and every experiment that is originally done by you, and you got the 100% result. Okay, you can publish. That is maybe you never worry at all. If you have the negative results also, that is you tried that is many times. That is you have the negative results also. That is never hesitate, never panic to publish that is negative results also. Nowadays the scientists have been accepting the negative results also. Anyway, you have done the research, and whereas the qualitative research, it should be a broader discussion of the trends without going to the too much detail. Okay. There is a discussion. This is where you elaborate upon your findings. This one is very important. And another thing is what are the new findings? That is already. That is what did you? That is you give the interpretations with the results. You have to give the interpretations with the results, and also that is you should refer. That is so many scientists already done related to our research work, and also that is finally that is what did you? What is your findings? What is your objectives? What is your solutions? And everything that is you should correlate. You should relate it to the that is your results. That is here. That is generally we are telling the interpretations, or maybe functions or ideas. That is very clearly. That is very clearly and deeply. You should give the interpretation to the discussions. That is maybe considered as a highly impacted work. And also there is a references. That is that is a compulsory. We should give the reference list, and documenting all the resources. That is, you should collect the references from the highly impacted journals. And one more thing, if you collect the information from the highly impacted journals or reputed journals, you should get that is a highly valuable points. That is, you should 100%. That is the real points. That is 100%. Real points, that is a potential points, that is 100% original research points. That is they done the original research. That is the impacted journals. That is they may be a 100% best results. They have done something best. maybe 90%, 99%, or maybe 100%. That is depending upon the reputation, depending upon the highly inverted journals. That is the results may be go for the better, best, like that. And another thing is, if resource from the local journals, if you get the resource, that is maybe a false informations are there. Some of the results are even that is so many false information, so many data are false data or maybe a wrong data I found. That is according to that. That is if you collect the references, you should collect the reputed resources. That is the reputed resource means that is a reputed journals. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you all of you. Thank you so much. Anybody have the questions you can ask? Maybe faculty members, researchers, scientists, and the students, and anybody you can ask the questions, please. Please come forward to ask the questions.
Any more questions? If so, you all can drop it in the chat box.
Chat box, yeah? Chat box.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, please. Yes.
Sir, for undergraduation level, what is the best topic, sir, and like for research purpose,
That is
like easy and best mini projects, sir, for
regarding,
mini projects for
yeah,
UG level, sir.
yeah, regarding research, that is first of all, your interest is very important. If you have that is when you go for the your study journey, that is you should think about that. This one is maybe better. This one is maybe better. I want to discover this and this. Like that, you may think about that. And another thing is that is what are the current problems? You should select that. That is nowadays the COVID-19 is first is a current problem among the society. Like that, that is we have been so many problems in the society. That is the first thing is maybe that is a cardiovascular disease. Those are that is a clinically that is a cardiovascular disease. And another thing is there is a cancer, diabetes, mellitus, and like that. That is so many things are there. That is regarding proteomics and genomics. That is so many things are there. That is regarding, according to your interest, you can select the topic. That is currently what are the problems among the society. That is what are the applied or maybe useful for the society. According to that, you can select and with your interest. Okay.
Thank you, sir,
Ah.
for your inspiring and informative session. It will surely help us in magnifying the cause in best possible way. Okay, now moving on to the second session, I call upon Aishwarya from 2nd BGB to introduce Dr. J. Carolyn, ma'am.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
We are honored this morning by the presence of the Honorable Chief Guest. We are honored this morning by the presence of the Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. J. Carolyn Rose, Academic qualification of Dr. J. Carolyn Rose, Doctor of Philosophy under Periyar University, Salem, Master of Philosophy under Bharatidasan University, Trichy, PGDEE in Indian Institute of Ecology and Environment, post-graduation degree in biochemistry from VVV College, Virudhunagar, Madurai Kamaraj University, undergraduate degree in biochemistry from MGR College, University of Madras, diploma in medical lab technology, BA English and pursuing MA English. Work experience of ma'am, worked as a consultant biochemist and lecturer in Vivek Diagnostic and Research Center, Nagarkovil in Tamil Nadu. Worked as lecturer in biochemistry in AVS College, Salem. Worked as assistant professor and head department of biochemistry in MGR College. Worked as assistant professor, Department of Biochemistry and Biotechnology in AMC College, Bangalore. Currently, ma'am is working as associate professor and head PG and Research Department of Biotechnology, Arinyar Anna College Arts and Science, Krishnagiri College. Ma'am has attended more than 40 national level and international seminars, attended one UGC sponsored refresh course, presented more than 15 papers in national seminars, and ma'am has published 19 papers. Ma'am has guided MPhil students of Periyar University and Bharatidas University. Currently, ma'am is guiding many MPhil and PhD candidates. Member in question paper setting panel, Satyabhama University, and member in question paper setting panel in Pondicherry University. We are honored by your presence, ma'am. Welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, Aishwarya, for introducing ma'am to us. Now over to you, ma'am.
Am I audible? Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good afternoon to one and all connected in this seminar. I welcome all. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I welcome all of you to my lecture. First of all, I thank God Almighty. I thank the principal, management, HOD and organizing committee, research cell for giving me this opportunity to talk about multidisciplinary research. My special thank to Roslyn, Lucina, Cynthia and Lavanya. The topic of my talk is multidisciplinary research. I want to say a thing, even though it's my talk is on multidisciplinary research. Let me start my lecture by giving a basic idea of research. So I'll focus my speech on research, difference between multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary, and monodisciplinary research. Okay. Is the slide visible? Is the slide visible? Hello. Is the slide visible?
Yes, ma'am. Madam, can you make it a full screen, madam?
Okay, I'll make. Is it visible now? Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. So, okay. It's visible, no?
Make it full screen. Yes, ma'am. It's visible.
I made it full
now.
screen.
Madam, make it a slideshow, ma'am.
Slideshow only. I made it a slideshow only. I'll stop the video. One second. Okay, is it visible now? Hello, is it visible? Hello? Hello?
Yes, madam, it is visible.
Okay. But I think my video is off now.
Madam, can you make it a slideshow, madam, so that we can see the full screen?
Full screen only. I have made it as full screen only.
No, we are not getting in a slideshow form.
I have made it slideshow only.
Just check it once, ma'am, please.
It's slide showing only. Now, for me, it is slide showing only. How is it now? Hello? Hello? Hello, shall I start?
Madam, it's okay, madam. Anyhow, it's visible.
Okay. The thing is, I'm not going to give more importance to the slide, moreover. I'm going to explain only. So my topic is multidisciplinary research, but still, I'll tell you a few things about research. So overview of my lecture is what is research, stages of research, what is monodisciplinary research, then about interdisciplinary research and multidisciplinary research. So research is to see what everyone has seen and to think what nobody else has seen. I think this is very simple. If, for example, we can say Thomas Alva, what is Newton? Everybody of us saw, every people saw the apple falling down, but still he only thought in a different way. That is what research. So, and research is the distance between idea and realization. Now we'll go into research. What is research? Research is defined as the creation of new knowledge by the use of new existing knowledge in a new and creative way, so as to create new concepts, methodology, and understanding. So this includes synthesis, analysis of previous research to an extent that it leads to new and creative outcomes. So now we'll go on to the stages of research. In stage of research, first one is defining a problem. So defining a problem is very important in research. So first you have to select a broad area. For example, if we are all life science students, I think mostly life science students are connected. So you have to select a broad area. If you are interested in molecular biology, you can select a topic from molecular biology. If you are interested in environmental biochemistry or biotechnology, you can select a title from environmental area. Now, once you select the area, you have to find out whether the problem is shared by real people. Then you have to go and review the research articles related to that. You have to read more and more review. You have to review the title. You have to read more articles, and from that you'll get a gap. There you can find a gap when you read more and more. So once you find a gap or once you get an idea, now you have to write out the final problem in which you are going to work. So once you find the research problem, once you identify the research problem, then you have to find out the aim and objective, you'll fix it. Then you have to go for research designing. Now, what is research designing? It is a blueprint for research. If all of you are, mostly you are UG students, so I'll make you understand. When you are going to construct a house, all of you know about constructing a house. That's a simple job. So when you are going to construct a house, what will you do? You will make a blueprint. You will decide how much square feet are you going to build. Then you will decide in which place you are going to make a bedroom, in which place you are going to make a hall, and you will decide what cement you are going to use. You will decide what rod you are going to use. You will decide which engineer you are going to, and how much is your cost. how much amount you are going to spend. So all these things will decide, and you'll make a blueprint. That is what research designing also. Before going to start a research, you have to design, and you have to answer to these questions: what you are going to do, when you are going to do, where you are going to do, how much you are going to spend, and how much time you are going to spend, and how you are going to do, and by what means you are going to do. So you have to answer all these questions, and you have to write it in a paper, and you have to make a research design. That is, then only you can, after research designing only, you have to start the work. So once you make a research design, the next one is formulating the hypothesis. So hypothesis in the sense just a statement. For example, for biology students, you know that DNA replication is semi-conservative. Even now, the confirmed model is semi-conservative, but there was 3 hypotheses. One hypothesis, DNA replication happens by means of conservative model. DNA replication happens by means of dispersive model. DNA replication may happen by means of semi-conservative model. So 3 group of scientists, they made 3 different hypotheses, but the final confirmed one is semi-conservative. So you have to formulate a hypothesis. Then DNA as genetic material. Previously, they told, scientists used to tell only protein is the genetic material. Then they made experiments, and finally they confirmed, no, DNA is the genetic material. So for every research work, you have to formulate a hypothesis. It may give you the hypothesis may go positive or negative. That is the second problem. But you have to formulate a hypothesis. Next thing is, you have to, after selecting the after writing down the hypothesis, you have to go for selection of sampling method. Which sampling method are you going to use? Probability sampling or non-probability sampling? So in probability sampling, which of the type you are going to choose? Then after choosing the sampling method, then you have to go for data collection. So data collection, for our science, we collect the data only by observation method. We collect only by observation method, and few preliminary work we go for questionnaire method also. For example, if you do a research in a particular disease, dengue, then you have to find out the dengue affects the liver of a patient. Then you have to, not only dengue virus, there are certain other problems also which affects the liver. Then you have to ask the patient, before collecting the sample, you have to give a questionnaire in his hand, and you tell him to write about his history. You have to ask whether he's having any liver problem previously, whether he is a drunkard, whether he's having a habit of smoking, whether he had some previous infection. So all these you have to ask in questionnaire form. So, but our data is only based on observation method. So other methods are there. For other subjects, they use forms and questionnaire method. Interview they do, observations they do, for example, if you think about the commerce students, they get the bank records and they used to do with that records only. Primary data and secondary data are there. So they used to collect the secondary data. So for us, we no need to bother about this data collection method, because we go for observation method. That is, we do experiments, we collect the data we take the reading from the experiments. So you see here, we have to set a hypothesis. Then material methods, we have to decide which material methods we are going to follow. In previous lectures, Sarah has given a very good lecture about this material method, how to write a material method, how to write everything, report. So what procedure you are going to follow, then you will get data. For example, if you are doing a research with a clinical patient, if a diabetic patient, you have to check his cholesterol level. Then you will take some 100 patient and you collect his cholesterol level. Then you will get the reading. That is the data. So data we have to collect, and then after data collection, any method we can use: observation, interview, questionnaire, or database method. Then after getting the data, you have to analyze the data. Analysis of data is very important. We have to select which analysis method we are going to follow. Are you going to use based upon analyzing the data? Depends upon your type of data only. So if based upon your data, you can go for ANOVA. In ANOVA, one-way ANOVA, two-way ANOVA is there. Then you can go for chi-square test, t-test. So you can select whichever method is used can be used for your data. So based upon the data available in your hand, you can go for analyzing the data. Regarding this analysis, many researchers, they depend upon statistician, and they can give you a proper guidance to choose the method of analysis. Once you get the data analyzed, then you have to interpret. Interpreting the data is very, very important, because interpretation should not be done in a wrong way. You should interpret your data in a correct, exact way. Then only it will be, the research will go in a right path. Then presenting the data. This only you have seen in the previous lecture, presenting the data. Presenting the data in the form of writing. Or if presenting the data means writing in a, you have to present the data. If you are an MSc student, you will present the data in the form of project report. If you are an MPhil student, you will present the data in the form of research dissertation. If you are a PhD student, you will present the data in the form of thesis. And whatever may be, either you are MSc or you are PhD or you are MPhil, you have to present the data to the audience or to the examiner. So presentation of data, and you can present, even the data can be presented in conferences, data can be presented in front of a scientific committee. Then you can present the data in, publish the data in reputed journals, as the previous researcher told. So now we'll go into our topic: monodisciplinary, multidisciplinary, and interdisciplinary research. So let me make you understand what is the difference between these three. My topic is multidisciplinary, but there is, without knowing about monodisciplinary and interdisciplinary, it will be very difficult to make you understand about multidisciplinary. That's what I'll try to make you understand, because there's lots of confusion in this multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary. I will explain you based upon my opinion. So monodisciplinary means doing research in a single discipline. You see, monodisciplinary, the researcher will try to find a solution to the problem by using the views, ideas, and methodology from the same discipline. For example, I have given a title: Study of Lipid Profile in Serum of Smokers and Non-Smokers. So this is a biochemical study. So in this biochemical study, the researcher's question is, what is the researcher's problem? First, I'll tell you. His problem is, he has identified a problem, that is, will smoking affect the heart of the patient? That is his problem. So if I tell, if you smoke, your heart will be affected. If you smoke, your lungs will be affected. If I go and tell this to a person, he will tell me, give me the evidence. What is the evidence for that? You are telling that you will get heart problem. What is the evidence for this? Then I will tell, if you smoke, your lungs will be affected and heart will be affected due to alteration in lipid level. So this particular researcher, he has collected the blood serum from persons, smokers and non-smokers. In smokers, he has again classified into two: passive and active smokers. And he had tested the lipid level. Lipid level in the sense cholesterol level, HDL level, LDL level, VLDL level, and all the cholesterol related level. And he has given a report that he is smoking. Of course, it will change the lipid composition of the blood, and in turn, it may lead to heart disorder. So this is a monodisciplinary research. A biochemistry student, or a biotechnology student, or not microbiology, only biochemistry and biotechnology student, single discipline. They can collect the sample, they can do the experiment, and give you the report. This is monodisciplinary research. You can see here. I may make you understand more. So problem, this is discipline A. I think you can write it as discipline A means here biochemistry, discipline B means biotechnology, discipline C means microbiology or commerce. So problem A, there is a student or a person or a scientist found a problem within his subject, and he tries to find a solution for that problem by utilizing the principles, procedures, everything available within his discipline. He won't he won't interact with other discipline. So problem A, he finds he has a problem and he will find the solution, and by utilizing the protocol present in his own discipline. Similarly, these three go, they are not nowhere they are intersecting each other. They nowhere intersect each other. They do the problem is different, discipline is different, and the solution is also different. So that is monodisciplinary. Interdisciplinary, here the problem is the same problem and solution is only one solution, but 2-3 disciplines will be interacting with each other. So so here I have shown it in a triple helix shape. You can see blue color denotes a discipline, red color denotes a discipline, and green color denotes a discipline. But problem is only one problem. All these principles, the principles, methodologies, and procedures from these three disciplines are integrated to find the solution to a single problem. And finally, they give a single solution. This is very important. Problem is same, solution is one, but here three different disciplines interact. The procedures, methodology of three different disciplines are interrelated here and they are integrated together. Again, to make you understand, I'll give some examples here. For example, biochemical, immunological, and molecular biology aspects of dengue fever. So my one of the research title is, you see, biochemical, immunological, and molecular biological aspect of dengue fever. So the scientists, they want to diagnose the dengue fever because the symptoms and other fever is seen in all the condition. If you get some inflammation also, we'll get fever. And so how will you differentiate dengue fever, typhoid fever, then other fevers, what is it? So many typhoid fever, malarial fever. In all the fever, temperature increases, and in all the fever there are similar symptoms. The rashes is seen in dengue fever, rashes is seen in malarial fever. So how will you differentiate these three fevers? So this many number of fever is the fever patient. So how will you find out this particular person is having dengue fever? For the researcher is trying to differentiate the other fever from dengue fever. That is the study here. So what the researcher has done means he has done some biochemical parameters, he has done some immunological parameter, and he has followed some molecular biological parameter. But the type problem is the same, and he is going to give a same solution, same problem, same scientist. Only one researcher is going to do this research, but he or she is going to integrate the methodologies and procedures from these three disciplines. For example, biochemical means we can do the blood biochemical component parameters. For example, estimation of urea, estimation of cholesterol, estimation of glucose, estimation of liver enzymes, estimation of minerals. So all the estimations comes under this biochemical method. Immunological means he tries to do immunological assay of the presence of immunoglobulin in the blood. So that is immunological assay. Molecular biology means PCR analysis. So all these three together is used to diagnose this dengue fever. That is early diagnosis of dengue. So immunological method alone can tell you IgM. If IgM is there in the serum of a dengue patient, they'll tell he or she is having dengue fever. But this can be confirmed only after 6 or 7 days of fever. So before that, the patient may go serious. So within 3 days or 2 days, we have to identify means we can go for molecular biology method, that is PCR method. But now PCR is affordable, but previous years and all PCR is not affordable for every person. That's why, but biochemical parameters can be done by everyone. So all these three together only, these three disciplines are integrated together to give a solution. Or else we can go for a few more examples. One more example I can tell: obesity in school-going children and parents' occupation. So the scientist is trying to find out, is there any relationship between the obese children and parents' occupation? So, and the result in the study was, if the parent's occupation is, if a parent is a businessman, and if the parent is a businessman, and if the mother is a housewife, surely they will, the children will be obese. So here, in this also, they are going to collect data. They did 2-3 pairs. They combined 2-3 subjects together and correlated together, and finally they came to a conclusion that, of course, there is a difference in obesity. Obesity is there in that depends upon the parents' occupation. And next one more example I can say from your I think your all lives. Growth of Lycopersicum esculentatum by banana vermicompost. So vermicomposting is zoological. Vermicomposting is done by the environmental researcher, and here he is going to use the plant and compost and growth of the plant. So here environmental factor, he is going to scavenge the environment, the waste which is dumped into the environment from the banana tree. So that waste is used and he is going to compost it, and that compost is used for the growth of the plant. And he is comparing this waste, this compost with Parthenium vermicompost. So all of us know that Parthenium is a plant which is polluting the environment. So that Parthenium means that when the Parthenium is that, when you find Parthenium in more number, you can collect the Parthenium plant and you can make it as a compost. And this compost, as Parthenium plant, it is toxic, but when it is converted into compost, it becomes manure to the plant. So you can see here also, here this particular researcher, he has combined botany, environment, everything together. Finally, he tries to scavenge the toxic Parthenium from the environment. So that is, again, this is also a interdisciplinary research. So now we'll go into our topic of today, that is multidisciplinary research. This multidisciplinary research, here research takes place when the researcher from different disciplines work together. I think now you can make the difference. Interdisciplinary means same person, he is going to use the principles and procedures from different discipline, and he is going to find a solution for the problem, for his or her problem. That is the research title. Multidisciplinary, you see, he or she, the researcher, not only one researcher, researchers from different disciplines work together on a common problem. Problem is the same, but different researchers are trying to solve the problem and find the answer. That in this approach, the researchers share research goals and work on the same problem, but they look it from their own discipline perspective. That is what. Now I'll tell you an example for this. Treatment of cancer. So cancer is a deadly disease which is seen in 1 in 3 patients. If 3 patients go to a cancer hospital for checkup, if 3 patients are going to a cancer hospital for checkup, 1 will be cancer. So that much cancer patients are there in the world, particularly in India. There are so many cancer patients are there. So to find a problem, this is the problem. Cancer is the problem. So all the scientists are trying. So cancer has become a deadly disease. So we have to find a treatment method. So different the scientists from different field, different discipline, they are trying to find a solution. You see, I will show you the next. You see, I have given as corona. You imagine this as a cancer. So cancer is the problem. Cancer is the problem, and that problem is studied by these 4 colors I have denoted. So each color shows a different discipline, but the solution is the same. Once again, we'll go back. I'll say that. See, you see, chemotherapy. A chemistry scientist is doing a research for this cancer therapy. So what he will say, he or that researcher will, problem is the same, cancer treatment, but you see the chemistry researcher will say we can go for chemotherapy, and he will do research with chemotherapy. He will do researches how to do chemotherapy and what are all the chemotherapy components can be used for this therapy. So that will be the that will be the research of chemistry scientists, chemistry researchers. Well, one physics researcher will say that radiotherapy. He will try to use radiotherapy. He will find some radiations which can kill the cancer cell. Again, the solution is the same, The problem is the same, but a physics researcher, he will look the problem with the help of a radiation. You can make the difference. A chemotherapist will look for a chemical. A radiotherapist will look for a radiation, because chemotherapist belongs to chemistry, radiotherapist belongs to physics. Now, what biotechnology will think? They will try for a gene therapy method where they can use an antisense RNA which inhibits the replication, transcription, translation of the gene, which leads to multiplication of the cell. As we know, cancer means uncontrollable multiplication of the cell is called cancer. So, how can we inhibit the multiplication of a cancer cell? Then, a botany student or again a biotechnology student or researcher will think that we can find a drug from a plant which can inhibit the growth of the cell and multiplication of the cell. So these are all this is the way. Again, I repeat, the problem is the same, cancer. The solution is the same, treatment. But from different fields, a person from a chemistry researcher, a group of chemistry researchers are doing research in chemotherapy. A group of physics researchers, they are doing research in radiotherapy. A group of researchers is doing research in gene therapy, and a group is doing in gene therapy. Now, examples of again, so many examples are there in multidisciplinary research. And here you see the discovery of magnetic resonance imaging by Paul Lattenberg, a chemist, and Peter Mansfield. They got a Nobel Prize in the year 2003 for this in physiology and medicine. You see, one of the scientists, he has done in physiology and other has done in medicine. Now, next example, I can say coronavirus. Coronavirus, you see the chemistry from DRDO, Defense Research Department. They, from a chemistry-based research, they found that 2-deoxyglucose can be used for therapy. Whereas, you see, from biotechnologists, they found vaccine. So here the treatment is same, the treatment is different, but the solution is same and the problem is the same. So this is environmental studies also deals with multidisciplinary. It's a multidisciplinary approach only to bring about appreciation of our natural world and human impact on its integrity. So multidisciplinary research is one in which same problem is studied from viewpoint of more than one discipline. So multidisciplinary science enables the researcher to cross the boundary between the discipline and gain unique sight into their subjects. As the researcher, he spent time working on the problem that intersects two fields. Example, you see, neuroscience and psychology, and biochemistry and nanotechnology. So I have given examples previously, so just I'll go fast. So the individual findings of the disciplines are involved together. So findings will be involved together. So for a cancer patient, you see, if you go to a hospital, they'll give chemotherapy, they'll give radiotherapy. Together they'll give in treating but the findings are given by different disciplines, but the solution is implied to him, that is, it is given to the patient. All the chemotherapy, they'll go give chemotherapy, they'll give radiotherapy, and they'll give drug-based medicines for the treatment. So benefits of multidisciplinary research, it encourages people to come forward and provide their contribution to handle a situation or to solve a problem and do innovations in research. And this multidisciplinary research leads to unusual scientific invention, and it develops better understanding of a collaborative process. It leads to better skill in communication, collaboration, and professional abilities, as the collaborators are forced to communicate either to keep their ideas, because they are doing the work in the same problem, same issue. They have to communicate with each other and keep their ideas, and they have to communicate and they have to share the ideas, and or to avoid complex programming effort. It is useful because different backgrounds of the disciplinary team could provide different viewpoints and the experience for better brainstorming. So each of the researchers have to think in what better way we can give the solution. So it has a positive effect on future career development and sense of achievement. It develops critical and synthesizing skill among the students also. So benefits of multidisciplinary research. So it provides different approach and perspective on the problem. It provides fresh viewpoint, cross-fertilization, exchange of methodology. It helps in enhancing one's discipline thanks to the feedback generated. Sorry. Multidisciplinary approach. Okay, multidisciplinary approach. How this multidisciplinary approach enhance quality education for not only for in research. Generally, also this multidisciplinary approach is used in even in schools. They are used not for research. Generally, multidisciplinary approach has a very good impact in the students' growth and students' knowledge development also, because all the disciplines are the ideas from all the disciplines are used by the for the students' development. Okay, thank you. Any questions? Any questions? Hello? 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 Are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Any queries?
Feedback.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Ma'am, how to select topics in research for multidisciplinary streams, ma'am?
That's what I told you. One person cannot do a multidisciplinary research. That's very important. You have to collect a team first. This is a multidisciplinary research is a teamwork, and you have to collect a researcher from different discipline. For example, if you are a biochemistry student, you have to select a person from chemistry. You have to, so problem will be the same, but each one of you have to think from your own subject view. That's what I told you. Example, cancer. The cancer can be treated in different ways. A physics person will give therapy. A biotechnologist will give antisense RNA. A chemistry will give chemotherapy. So if you are going to do a research with multidisciplinary research, first you have to select a team from different discipline. You have to collect different scientists from different discipline or different researchers from different discipline, and you have to sit together and you have to discuss regarding the particular problem, and then you have to do the research from your own methodologies. Biochemist can do the research from your methodology. Biotechnology can do from your methodology. A physics person, a researcher will do from his own method, follow his own methodology. And finally, it is treatment of cancer. That's what I told you. Cancer is the problem. Giving remedy, that is a physics person will give radiation. Chemistry person, biochemistry person will give chemotherapy, and biotechnology researcher will give antisense RNA. So you can select a topic first. All of you sit together, brainstorm, think how to do, and each one of you have to do the research separately. But the solution must be the same. Solution should be the treatment or finding out something. Have you understood the concept?
Ma'am, can you suggest some topics, ma'am, for undergraduate level, like for mini projects?
A mini project
for life science,
you can KGF. I think your faculty has done in that. KGF soil is it is completely polluted with some chemicals.
Ma'am, we have done it already, ma'am. Like any other topics.
You have to tell me the field first. Plant, or you have to select if it is from plant.
Like in related to medicinal plants or
medicinal plant means you can choose a plant which is locally available in your area. You can collect the plant and you can use the plant. You can study phytochemical study in that, and you can find for which remedy that plant can be used. For example, if the plant can be used for anti-diabetic, then you have to find out what are all the phytochemical composition, and from that you have to find out which composition is actually phytochemical. So which component is which of the phytochemical is actually giving anti-diabetic effect, that you have to study. For that you have to grow some rats, you have to induce diabetes, and then you have to give the separated component to the rats, and then you can find out whether the drug is actually giving remedy. So you have to do animal study. If it is diabetes, animal study you have to do, or simply means you can go for antimicrobial study, antifungal study, that you can do in your lab.
Is it possible in short duration, ma'am?
Antimicrobial study and antioxidant study, antihistamine, antifungal study is it can be done in short duration.
Animal
2
study
months
is not
you can
possible.
do. Animal study means you need animal house. You have to get permission first. Your college or your some research center, you have to make a tie-up with the research center which is having a animal care center. Okay, because while publishing the paper, their query will come, how you use the animal, ethical issue will come. So while using animal, we should be very careful, and even using human sample also, you should be careful. If you are using human sample also, you should get a return consent that I am giving my sample for my study. Without their patient's knowledge, we should not do the research. That's very important.
Thank you so much.
Simple study you can do. You can if you select a area. Example I am telling you. Imagine that particular area people are having some problem in their teeth, fluorosis. Then you can find what are the composition of the water, and is there any fluoride content. Like simple study like this you can do, or with plant you can do, with environment you can do. But the genetic engineering studies, such studies cannot be done within short durations.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes, I have 2 questions, ma'am. First of all, your session was really wonderful.
Okay.
Thanks for that.
Thank you.
2 questions, ma'am. I'm doing my PhD now, and I have just started. So,
Okay.
how can we confirm that the topic which we have chosen for PhD is up to the PhD level? So how
that's what you have to first you have to review. You have selected a broad title, isn't it? You have selected a broad area. Now related to that, you collect as many articles you can collect, and as many papers and journals you can collect. You collect and you go through it, read it thoroughly, and sit and read. Spend 1 month to find the gap in that research. Okay, you have to review, and reviewing is the best way. You have to review.
Okay, ma'am.
You have to do a lot of homework. You have to do brainstorming. You can even discuss with your friends who are closely related to you. Discuss them. They will also give you idea. You can discuss with your faculty members. They'll give you idea. That is who are close to you. You can ask them. But you have to do lots of work. Finalizing the title is the toughest job, and next toughest job is making a research schedule. That is you have to make a research plan. No, that is these two. If you complete these two, you can do the work easily.
Okay, because
once
I have people saying that in UG and PG level, people will be going up to the tissue level. When it comes to PhD, we'll do the molecular diagnosis of what we have.
That depends upon your title only. Okay. If your title is new, means you can do even basic study. Oh. Imagine your title is new, then you can't go in depth. You have to give a basic idea, then only you can go deep into it. No? Okay. If your area is already done by somebody else, then you have to go into molecular level.
Okay, ma'am. And also my next question is that can you briefly explain about the novelty of a project, like how different our project should be from the other? What if in a particular area there'll be thousands and thousands of paper already?
Yeah.
So how different our paper can be from the already existing paper? Like
hello. Hello.
Yeah.
How different in the sense in writing or doing the research you are asking?
Doing.
You are asking about your uniqueness in your research.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
That again you have to review only. Oh. If somebody else has done already, you don't continue that.
Okay.
if for example, you read some 100 or 50 articles for a title means, you want you in a, if you sit and read, you have to concentrate and read. Research reading is there, so you have to follow the research reading procedure. Simple reading is different from research reading. That's very important. Research reading is there, so you read thoroughly, and in some area you will get a gap. Your brain itself will tell you there is a gap here.
Okay.
Oh, that gaps you collect, and that in that gaps you can fill it up. That gaps alone you follow for your work.
Okay.
If you do research with the previous researchers' work, then it is not new. It won't be new. Okay. For example, I have seen a PhD thesis. They have done using saffron in that sweet payasam. Saffron can be used in making payasam. That is not new. But he is telling it will enhance the flavor, it will enhance the color, it will. This is the basic research. If it is done from some 50 years back, means it's a new research. 50, 100 years back, it was a new research. But now if you do the same research, it won't be a new. Okay. Then you have to think, instead of saffron, what can you give new? What can you use? Some new thing you can add. So see, example I am telling. This is a simple research. Example I am telling.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Any more doubts?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks.
Okay. If you have any doubts, you get my number. You can call me personally. Okay, I'll help you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for enlightening us with your wise and informative session. As we have come to the end of this webinar, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words but to live by them. I call upon Suganti from 2nd BGB to deliver the oath of thanks.
Sukanya, mute your.
I, Suganti, from 2nd year BGB, on behalf of the Life Science Department and the entire fraternity of the institution, first of all, extend my most sincere thanks to the Almighty God for making today's event a resounding success. With this blessing and grace, we are able to make this webinar what it was. On behalf of our college, I extend a real earthly vote of thanks to the speaker, Dr. S. Sundaravale and Dr. J. Caroline Rose, who spared time their busy schedule for the grazing and occasioning the sharing their opinions today. Today we had an opportunity to hear your thoughts, and this will surely be going to encourage us in our future events. Your thoughts have enlightened our minds and have shown us a new path. A special mention to our respected principal, Dr. Rekha Shetty ma'am, for being the catalyst with the stimulator to do our best and standing a pillars of strength. I would also like to thank the people who worked behind the scene and make this event happen. Our HOD of Department of Life Science, HOD of PMCS, and the technical arrangement team. With a deep sense of appreciation, we thank our loving lecturers for their entire efforts. Last but not least, a big thanks to each one of you who made this webinar a successful one. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Suganti. I thank each and everyone for your unwavering attention throughout this webinar. The end of one chapter is just the beginning of another. Read on, put into practice. The best part is yet to come. Together, let's make this world a better place to live in. This is Sharu signing off. Thank you. Kindly fill the e-certificate form to get your e-certificates. Feedback form to get your e-certificates.